Welcome everyone to the grand final debate and also the closing ceremony. Really excited to see that we've already got so many participants join the webinar. We're just waiting on a couple of people to join, giving people a chance to join the link before we make any more announcements. But really glad to have you all here. If you can, use the chat, let us know how your debate's been so far, what's been your favorite part of the competition, any notable moments or highlights, please do share. In a second, I'll also announce the motion for the grand final so everyone's on the same page. And you guys can start gathering your thoughts on what your personal opinions on the topic is before you actually hear the perspectives of all the debaters in the grand final. Okay, with that, I want to announce what the motion for the grand final is. The motion for the grand final is this house prefers an altruistic career over earning to give. So this house prefers an altruistic career over earning to give. I'll pop the motion in the chat so you guys can all see it. And there is an info slide for this motion that we've given the debaters just to define what altruistic is, so that everyone's on the same page. I'll also read to you what altruistic means in the context of the debate, and then I'll put up a poll so that we can find out from you where you stand on the topic. So what we mean by altruistic career in this debate is, and also earning to give, is that both of these things, earning to give and altruistic careers, are distinct ways and approaches to making a positive impact through your professional life. Earning to give involves pursuing a high-paying career, so careers like investment banking, becoming a corporate lawyer, or a software engineer, with the main aim of using your income to donate a significant part of it to charities that you really care about, or using your money and salary to support causes in any other way. By contrast, an altruistic career focuses mainly on actually directing your impact, or positive impact on society through the work that you do yourself. So in fields like healthcare, education, social services, and while earning to give maximizes the impact through the contributions that you make from a financial perspective, an altruistic career emphasizes having an impact in a more hands-on way by solving problems directly yourself. And both ways can create some sort of meaningful change. So I'll pop the poll now in the event, and it would be really, really interesting to hear what you all have to think about the topic. So sorry, give me one sec whilst the poll actually pops up. Is this motion still under the theme of human rights? Really interesting question. So that's definitely a theme that may come up in the debate. It's not specifically about human rights. Human rights can be a single cause that someone cares about, but it might not necessarily be about human rights. So this house prefers an altruistic career. Choice one, or against? For the students in this webinar that are actually meant to be competing in the grand final, please go to the relevant preparation room that you should be in. So when you go into the lobby, you should be able to see a session that is entitled Preparation Room and your school name. So search your school name and go to the preparation room if you are meant to be in the grand final. So if you're a student from Meadow Hall or British School Caracas 2, please make your way to the preparation room. And I've launched the poll. So those of you in the audience, let us know, where do you stand on the motion for the grand final? Do you think, or do you personally prefer pursuing an altruistic career or earning to give as a way to make meaningful impact in society? Okay, we've already got one vote for earning to give. Let's see some higher voter turnout, guys. We're 3 of 3 against. Wow, this seems to be a one-sided debate. I anticipate that the proposition team might need to work a little bit harder to convince you all today. 4 for against. Wow, very one-sided debate. Okay, super interesting to hear your thoughts, everyone. Whilst I set up for the next part of the closing ceremony, let us know in the chat, what are your reasons, if you can come up with any? How come 4 of you have picked against the motion? So what is it about earning to give that appeals to you more than pursuing an altruistic career? Let's hear some of your thoughts. And then after hearing some of your thoughts, we'll go over to a really big highlight of this closing ceremony. In a minute, I will be announcing our Star Speaker Awards and let you know what that's all about in a second. For now, let us know, pop a quick sentence or two about why you guys voted for against. Come on, everyone, there must be at least one brave person who's willing to share a thought or two. Feel free to unmute yourself or pop it in the chat. Otherwise, I'll go straight to Star Speaker Awards, which I'm guessing is what most of you are really eager to hear about. Okay, no worries. We'll go straight into Star Speaker Awards. What the Star Speaker Awards are about is awarding students who really stood out in the competition. So what we've done is we've asked mentors to nominate a speaker who they thought really impressed them in one of the debates that they observed and judged. Someone who was very impressive stylistically, who was super persuasive, and really stood out amongst all the other students in that debate. So for each debate, we asked a judge to nominate a speaker. We then went through all of the nominations and we picked the 5 that really stood out as form responses. So I'm about to tell you the top 5 speaker awards, and we'll give some virtual round of applause for each one of you all. So Our first Star Speaker Award is, I wish we could do a virtual drum roll, is Manuel from Grange School, Nigeria 2. So round of applause for Manuel. Manuel was nominated as a star speaker, and this is verbatim what the mentor has written down, because Manuel was a very eloquent speaker who combined rhetoric and a powerful tone of delivery to increase the persuasiveness of his speech. He may well have been an orator in Parliament. So, Manuel, if you're around, absolutely impressive. You clearly blew this mentor's mind with your level of eloquency. It sounds like you might have a future in politics if you want one. But yeah, congratulations, Manuel. You are one of 5-star speakers of this COBIS competition 2024. Very well deserved. And then the second star speaker award goes to Joseph from Oporto British School. So again, virtual round of applause for Joseph. Joseph, we picked out your star speaker nomination because the reason why you stood out as a student, as a speaker, was for a very, very unique reason. So that is the fact that you were great at targeted rebuttal and really signposted your speech super well and offered great POI. So it sounds like from all the students at the competition, what really made you stand out as a debater and as a speaker is how great you were at engaging with what the other team was saying on the spot, really. So well done, Joseph. Fantastic job. And then on to our third star speaker award. And bear with me because the notes that were given for why the student was nominated is very, very long. And the third Star Speaker Award goes to Ailey or Ailey from the British School in Tokyo. So congratulations. Honestly, I will read out the note verbatim because you deserve to hear all the feedback that you were given. So bear with me. So the reason that the mentor gave for nominating you, and I'll speak in the third person in this case, is Ali deserves the Star Speaker Award for her exceptional performance, marked by persuasive delivery, insightful content, and strategic thinking. Her engaging style immediately captured the audience's attention with strong eye contact and emotionally resonant introduction that set the tone of her speech. Her use of rhetorical questions was highly effective, adding emphasis to her points whilst maintaining a professional and compelling presence throughout. Ali's rebuttals were incisive and well-reasoned. She skillfully addressed opposing arguments by emphasizing the irreplaceable value of face-to-face interactions, supporting her stance with scientific studies on oxytocin, compelling real-world examples, loads of different specific details on that. She explored individual and community interactions, analyzed societal issues like mental health impact of technology, which really showcased the depth and breadth of her arguments. Ailey also demonstrated great skill in handling POIs with great confidence and flipping POIs to her advantage to benefit her argument. Overall, Ailey's ability to blend persuasive delivery, insightful content, and strategic poise made her stand out as a speaker, deserving the Star Speaker Award. So congratulations, Ailey. Sounds like you had a really big breadth of skills that really made you stand out in the competition. So well done, Ailey. And then on to our fourth Star Speaker Award, and I will pop these in the chat as well, so that people who are coming through, which there's still participants coming through, can also see who's been nominated for an award. So the fourth Star Speaker Award goes to Swati from GEMS Wellington International School, Dubai, Team 2. And the mentor who nominated Swati mentioned the following things when nominating her. I'm honored to nominate Swati for the Star Speaker Award. Her powerful speech captivated the audience with its energy and passion, leaving a lasting impact. Swati's dynamic demeanor brought life to her arguments, and her exceptional ability to structure her points with clarity and precision made her speech remarkably easy to follow. She demonstrated not only eloquence, but also a deep understanding of the topic, ensuring her message resonated with both judges and listeners alike. Swati truly exemplifies the qualities of an outstanding speaker. Well done, Swati. That sounds like amazing feedback on how you've debated thus far. It genuinely sounds like so far all the Star Speaker Awards were really impressive debaters. Um, and the mentors have clearly taken their time and were genuinely positively surprised by how impressive you all were as speakers so far. And then on to the final Star Speaker Award for COBUS 2024. We have Naima from Heliberry, Astana, Kazakhstan. Can we all give Naima a big round of applause, a virtual one? The reason the mentor gave for nominating her was, I'm thrilled to nominate Naima for a Star Speaker Award. Her powerful speech captivated everyone in the room, leaving a lasting impression with her dynamicism and energy. Emma's confidence, style, complemented by her impactful hand gestures, drew the audience's attention effortlessly, adding depth and charisma to her arguments. Her ability to command the room with such poise and enthusiasm truly sets her apart as an exceptional speaker. Honestly, these are some amazing adjectives to describe you all. Can we all give virtually a massive round of applause to all the star speakers? It sounds like everyone put in the hard work and really genuinely deserved some of the awards that you saw here today. So well done to all of you. You will be receiving certificates for your Star Speaker Award alongside your participation certificate, which will be sent by us. So you do get a little memory and also an achievement on paper to prove how much of an amazing job and how much you stood out in this competition as speakers. And remember, there are so many students partaking in this competition. So the fact that you were chosen to be in the top 5 is an amazing achievement. So well done to you all. Back over to the topic of the grand final. We've had a couple of people join. I've also seen people add their responses to the poll. Though you can't unmute yourself directly, if you do want to add anything about the topic, if you want to give a reason why, we've also got we've got someone for 4. Amazing. Okay, whilst it still seems like it's a one-sided debate, at least we've got someone on the side of proposition. Feel free to raise your hand. I can make you a panelist if you want to join or in the discussion if you want to add something. How come you picked for or against the motion on the poll? Otherwise, feel free to pop your opinion in the chat. How come you stood where you do on the topic of the grand final today? So for those of you who've just joined, the question on the poll is the motion for the grand final, which is this house prefers an altruistic career over earning to give. In a second, we're going to get all the finalists into the room and we'll start the debate. I'm sure they'll have loads of things to say, loads of different perspectives to give. It'll be a super high quality debate. We're also going to come to you, the audience, for floor questions. So you won't be completely passive in this debate. Please do take in everything that's being said, and we'll come to you during the floor debate to address any questions that you might have to either of the teams. So I think some of you have trickled out and some of you have trickled back in. For those who have trickled back in, or in general, we're about to start the grand final in a couple of minutes, 3 minutes to be exact, and we'll let the debaters in. We'll come to you, the audience, in the floor debate for some floor questions to address to either one of the teams. For now, take the last, the next minute or two to grab anything you might need to feel comfortable watching the debate. So grab some tea, grab some popcorn. I'm sure it'll be really, really entertaining grand final for you all. And for those who've just joined us, please feel free to put in the chat any highlights of the competition, your favorite part of the competition. It'd be really interesting to hear if you have any fun stories that have occurred along the way. Thanks for your patience, everyone. We've got a minute till the grand final begins. Whilst we wait for them, just want to say a big congratulations for all of you for making it so far in the competition. It seems like the quality of the debates in general in the competition were really, really high, and the top eight were really up for grabs. There was not much of a point difference between the teams who made in the top eight and the ones who didn't. So you should all be proud of yourselves for even having the courage to partake in the competition, but for also doing so well as well. Okay, as an update, there is a slight delay in getting the grand finalists into the room because of when their prep time started and connectivity issues. So we plan and we're aiming to get the grand final started just past 12 p.m. GMT. So hopefully we should get started with the debate in around 5, 6 minutes. And for those attending, feel free to take that time to get yourselves comfortable, grab what you need to feel ready for watching the grand final. Hi, Lisa. Thanks for joining us. Just as an update, in case you have just joined onto the webinar, we'll get started with the grand final in around 3 to 4 minutes, and we'll let the judges and the two grand finalists in. Whilst this is happening, so whilst the grand final is happening, we also have concurrently taking place the plate final. So the other two teams who partook in the semi-final but didn't win their semi-final are also competing at the same time, but for third and fourth place as well. Okay, only a minute or two left until the grand final takes place. Okay, our debaters have arrived. Start making you all panelists so we can see you. So, uh, fantastic. You are seeing our lovely debaters, grand finalists joining now. Hi guys. Hi Meadow.
Hi.
Just getting all of your teammates onto the call. So we have Tolu, Omar. Welcome to all the grand finalists. Thanks for joining the webinar. I'm just working on making you all panelists so that you are sat at the top where everyone can see you as you are debating. Thanks for your patience whilst I get that sorted. Hi, Valentina, making you also a host. Hi, Alfredo. Hi, Emiliana. Just making you a panelist so that everyone can see you. You're the stars of this show at the end of the day. So we've got Emiliana, Valentina, Alfredo, and Frederica. So we've got one entire team, which is fantastic. And let's make sure that the entire other team is also here. So we have Omar, Talu, and oh. Okay, fantastic. We should have all the debaters in the panel. Feel free to check and just make sure all your teammates are there. They should be. If there are any of them missing, do let me know. Otherwise, we'll get started. Okay, in terms of how today's grand final will run, it will be very similar to all the rounds you've done. So that means the first three speakers on each side of today's grand final will be speaking for 5 minutes. The summary speakers will be speaking for 3 minutes. Protected time is a minute long. Minute in, you will hear a single clap from me to indicate that protected time is over. Then 4 minutes in, you will hear another single clap to indicate that protected time has started again. And then a double clap means that your time is up. Feel free to finish up and wrap up your sentence and point at that point, but 15 seconds afterwards, I will continuously clap to get you to stop speaking, unfortunately, so that we can make sure that we finish on time. In terms of POIs and logistically how they will be done, please use the raise the hand function to bring yourself to the attention of the speaker. If the speaker doesn't reject or accept a POI after a while, feel free to unmute yourself to say POI to bring yourself to the attention of the speaker. Fantastic. After the first three speakers on each side have spoken, we're then going to come to you, the audience, for floor questions. So stay tuned with what's going on in the debate. Think of any interesting points that you think haven't been covered, or if you want to challenge one of the teams to think a little bit further and deeper about something that they've said, we'll come over to you for some questions. I'll be chairing the debate and introducing you all individually as speakers, but we also have two lovely judges as well. So we have with us B and also Karina will be our judges for the grand final. And with that, I would like to start today's grand final debate. The motion reads, let me just go over to make it right. This house prefers an altruistic career over earning to give. So the debate is about to commence. And with that, I would now like to introduce the first speaker on side proposition, Oluwatobi Lola. Let me know if I've mispronounced that and butchered that. He goes by he, him, and we asked each speaker to let us know what they want to be when they grow up. And he said he wants to hold the title of the richest man alive. Can we all give him a massive round of applause? The floor is yours.
Thank you. It's Oluwatobi Lola, but you actually tried. You tried your best. Thank you. All right.
Thanks for the correction. Go for it.
3, 2, 1. Every career choice shapes not just individual paths, but the very structure of society. Some pursue wealth solely to redistribute it, but how effective is this method? This house proposes that an altruistic career offers a direct, sustainable, and impactful way to create change in our society. Good day to my general proponents. My name is Oluwatobi Lola, and this house supports choosing an altruistic career over earning to give. Let me set the terms. An altruistic career refers to a job focused on directly helping others. For example, a teacher or a nurse. And earning to give means pursuing a high-paying job to donate money to charity. And finally, direct action means immediate, hands-on responses to societal issues like healthcare and education. Knowing all this, here is my first point. 1, altruistic careers are essential for building stable, long-term social systems. Public servants, healthcare workers, and educators strengthen societal structures in ways that sporadic financial aid cannot achieve. For instance, healthcare workers in undeserved areas can prevent health crises more effectively through consistent, on-the-ground care more than just aid alone. In contrast, earning to give relies on financial donations that are often reactive, inconsistent, and dependent on other third parties. While this aid can provide temporary relief, it lacks the structural, sustainable impact that purposeful, driven individuals offer through careers focused on service and long-term solutions. My second point, a career focused on pursuing wealth with the intention of donating a portion of income to charity may cause and may lead to a path which focusing on financial contributions rather than direct hands-on service. While the intention of earning to give is good, it can often lead to misplaced priorities, and it does not achieve the intended goal as effectively as possible. My third point, think about the economic implications. Economic systems thrive on human capital and local contributions. Altruistic careers are sustainable because they can build long-term infrastructure of care. Hospitals, schools, social programs, they directly invest in the community. This approach is not charity, it is economic progress grounded in consistent hands-on solutions. My fourth point, what about the marginalized population and groups? Altruistic careers empower underrepresented populations by prioritizing equity. Social workers, healthcare workers, educators can directly address disparities and systemic barriers that donations often and almost always overlook. Altruistic careers act where others fail by ensuring the most vulnerable communities are prioritized and directly supported. 6, look at the ethical responsibility in career choice. An altruistic career embodies ethical responsibility. It prioritizes the well-being of others over financial gain. It integrates morality into every single day work. It ensures that one's career directly aligns with their values. I mean, while donating money is commendable, it separates ethics from daily life, and it often allows individuals to contribute to harmful industries while rationalizing their donations to make up for it. This approach risks perpetuating harm while only superficially addressing systemic issues. And think about it logically. Ethical consistency matters. A person who works directly in humanitarian affairs aligns their means with their ends. They earn and they don't often overlook the ethical implications of how that money is earned. In choosing between altruistic careers and earning to give, we must consider the paths which create enduring transformative change. Altruistic provides direct, sustainable, and hands-on solutions to societal issues. They empower marginalized communities, they address systemic inequalities, and they integrate ethics into daily work. I know my proponents will argue that a single high earner donating millions can make a broader impact than a single altruistic worker. However, a large donation can provide temporary relief but it lacks the personal, the empathetic, the involvement, and the sustained commitment that an altruistic career can bring to solving these problems. And a financial contribution, no matter how large, cannot replace the impact of dedicated individuals building lasting systems of care and equity. This house prefers an altruistic career earning over earning to give because it offers a legacy of empowerment and systemic change. That is the foundation for a better future. That is the foundation that altruistic careers gives every single one of us in our communities. Thank you very much.
Hey, what a passionate start to the debate. Thank you so much. Just wanted to check. Did you see that? Was it check? Emiliana raised her hand to give you a POI. Just wanted to make sure that everyone can see that.
Sincere apologies, I cannot see any hands raised. I had to switch to my notepad to see the points that I wrote down. So I apologize if I didn't get any of your POIs. It was not intentional. Please, for the rest of my members as well, it would be better if you could just say POI rather than raising your hand because we cannot hear anything. Thank you so much.
Okay, thanks so much for raising that. That's really, really useful to know. Emiliana, feel free to raise your POI in the next Meadow Hall speaker speech or raise it as rebuttal in your own speech. But yeah, moving forward then, do say POI and unmute yourself just to bring your POI to the other speaker's attention. So thanks so much for that really passionate start to the debate. We're now going over to the first speaker on side opposition for British School Caracas. We have Alfredo. When Alfredo grows up, he wants to be a civil engineer or political economist. Can we all give Alfredo a massive round?
Thank you. Good afternoon, esteemed judges, fellow debaters. As the first speaker of the opposition, it is crucial to assert that this House does not prefer an altruistic career over earning to give. To begin my speech, I'd like to rebut a point made by the first speaker of the proposition. The first speaker claims that earning to give is unstable, yet overlooks its structure and long-term nature, which is factually true. Altruistic careers themselves depend on external funding, such as government budgets or grants, which earning to give amplifies and sustains. To frame this debate, let us define key terms. Earning to give involves pursuing a high-paying career, such as investment banking or corporate law, with the primary goal of donating a significant portion of one's income to effective charities, leveraging financial resources to support social causes. An altruistic career focuses on directly contributing to societal good through work in fields such as healthcare, education, or social services. If earning to give was prioritized over altruistic careers, the opposition envisions a world permeated with large-scale positive change. This House not only does not deny the value and nobility of the work of public servants and vocational work, however, while teachers and nurses can have a profound impact on the lives of those individuals in their care, those that have pursued lucrative career paths can accept it.
How do you ensure the sustainability of the impact when donations depend on fluctuating incomes and external circumstances? Doesn't this make the model of earning to give unreliable in the long term?
This will be addressed later on in the speech. Thank you. So while teachers and nurses can have a profound impact on the lives of those individuals in their care, those that have pursued lucrative career paths can extrapolate this impact to potentially hundreds of thousands, millions even, through philanthropy. Earning to give affords a wider reach in the investment of the greater good. Both of these career paths are to be lauded, both to be commended in their selflessness, one might argue, and both are indicative of an equal investment in the betterment of the wider community, in terms of commitment to it, of course. Yet it cannot be denied that earning to give allows a greater financial investment in those individuals and causes that are most in need. The first speaker will contend the potential for scale and scope of impact in earning to give. The second speaker will argue the fact that earning to give and potential personal investment in the greater good are not mutually exclusive, while the third speaker will imply that earning to give is inherently committed to the betterment of society through investment into personal and intellectual and personal growth. An altruistic career is often limited to the individual's capacity, time, and energy. A teacher can inspire and educate perhaps hundreds of students in their lifetime. A doctor might treat thousands of patients. These contributions are undoubtedly significant, but they are localized and constrained by the individual's ability and proximity. Contrast this with the model of earning to give. High earners have the potential to fund organizations, initiatives, and professionals who are directly addressing these issues. For example, philanthropists like Bill Gates and Warren Buffett have embraced the Giving Pledge, committing a majority of their vast fortunes to global challenges like eradicating diseases, improving access to education, and addressing climate change. Their financial contributions amplify the work of doctors, teachers, and environmentalists worldwide. One person in a
POI.
high-paying career not personally denied, might not personally teach a classroom of children or build a hospital, but their financial support can ensure that thousands of children are educated and entire hospitals are constructed. The potential for scale and impact is exponential. Earning to give also allows for diversification of impact. An altruistic career is often tied to a specific sector or cause. For instance, a social worker addressing local poverty, or a nurse treating the sick, providing primary care. These roles are critical, but tightly focused on individuals. On the other, of course, on the other hand, a high earner can contribute and distribute their resources across multiple areas, tackling a range of problems simultaneously. It is crucial to emphasize that earning to give does not diminish the value of altruistic careers. It enhances and supports them. Altruistic work requires resources to thrive, and philanthropists play a critical role in ensuring these resources are available. Take the example of global health initiatives. While nurses are at the forefront of teaching patients, large-scale funding from philanthropists is what enables vaccine development, the construction of healthcare facilities, and the distribution of essential supplies. The fight against diseases like malaria and polio has been significantly bolstered by financial contributions from high earners. By choosing earning to give, an individual can empower and sustain the efforts of countless altruistic professionals. This is not either or scenario. It is a complementary relationship where financial success amplifies direct action. The opposition acknowledges, of course, the noble endeavors of those in altruistic careers, teachers, healthcare workers, social service providers, and others which dedicate their lives to the human condition. Their work requires immense personal investment and commitment, and society cannot function without them. However, it is important to recognize that their work is often dependent on funding and resources. A teacher cannot educate without a school. A nurse cannot treat patients without a hospital. The very structure that supports altruistic careers is often built and maintained through financial contributions from high earners. To wrap up my point, altruistic careers are undeniably notable and essential, but they are inherently limited by individual capacity. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Alfredo, for continuing turning up the heat in this debate. It's getting really contentious. Fantastic first speech from side opposition. Moving back over to side proposition, we've got the second speaker, Diana Bassi, and we asked him as well what he wants to be when he grows up, and he said the strongest person, I'm guessing, in the world. So we've got some really interesting responses over here. The floor is yours.
All right, thank you, thank you. All right, I will be beginning in 3, 2, 1. The value of selflessness and societal progress is something to be preserved and cherished. In a world that often celebrates wealth, success, and personal gain, it is quite easy to lose sight of the deeper calling that we all serve, to serve others and those who lack the things that we ourselves have in abundance. Good day to you, ladies, gentlemen, esteemed members of the opposing house, as well as the honored judges. Standing on existing protocol, my name is Indiana Abasi Jacobs, and I come here to propose the motion that altruistic jobs should be endorsed in our economies all over the world. Okay. Altruistic jobs provide a direct solution to many problems. While earning to give is noble, it is often exploited by false charity organizations for their own gain under the noses of those trying to do some actual good. While the first speaker may have mentioned altruistic jobs having negligible or small contributions, earning to give is usually far more damaging to certain sectors in the process of building a platform to use to give to people who are lacking in certain things. The first speaker mentioned Bill Gates being a philanthropist. While I agree with that, the building of the massive electronics platforms that is Microsoft in the production of silicon chips damages the environment immensely. My second point being fulfilling a social responsibility. In a world where inequality, poverty, and injustice are widespread, an altruistic career is not merely a personal choice. It's a societal duty. By prioritizing the well-being of others over personal wealth accumulation, individuals contribute to the common good. This commitment to social responsibility demonstrates a higher ethical standard, where individuals choose to live in a way that elevates society as a whole rather than focusing on wealth generation as a means to an end. Then there is the sustainability of an impact on a wide community. Altruistic careers allow individuals to make a consistent, long-term impact on the communities that they serve, rather than earning to give a portion, only a portion of their wealth. Those in altruistic careers can decide their lives can dedicate their lives to the cause itself, and they don't have to they also have the option of deciding a portion of their income to give to people. But even without giving any of their income to people, their job itself serves as helping others in its nature. This direct
POI?
involvement ensures that they contribute. Yes, is that a POI?
Yes. Is the
Okay.
proposition suggesting that you can't be successful and also be charitable simultaneously, that these two are mutually exclusive concepts?
No, the proposition is not suggesting that. What I did suggest, however, is the process of building a wealthy platform such as that can damage sectors such as the environment or any other number of sectors that I did not mention today. I'll be moving on. Having an altruistic job in the sector of a family home is important. You can serve as a role model to future generations. For say, if a child grows up in a home where their father works to help others as well as himself and his family, it helps to develop that child's character and personality for the better, instead of a self-centered mindset that they will grow up to adopt, where the only thing that would ever truly matter to them would be themselves and their own money. A person like that would not only, a person who is not like that, who is rather altruistic in their nature, would not only grow up to serve as a role model to those that they serve as a family, but to those that they serve in their everyday jobs. A patient would thank their doctor. A teacher would be thanked by the students that of their graduating set. However, in conclusion, the true measure of a successful life is not the amount of wealth that we amass, but the lives we touch and the legacy that we leave behind. An altruistic career is not a fleeting pursuit, nor is it a mere choice. It's a vocation, a calling that echoes through the corridors of time, touching hearts and transforming societies as a whole. It is an enduring commitment to something greater than ourselves. And by choosing a career dedicated to the service of others, we not only fulfill our own potential, but also pave the way for future generations to see that the most profound impact one can have is not through giving what we've earned, but by dedicating our entire selves to the betterment of humanity. Let us rise above conventional measures of success, and embrace a life of purpose. Thank you.
Thank you so much for, again, another passionate speech from your team. We're now switching back over to side opposition. Speaking second for side opposition, we have Valentina. And when Valentina grows up, she wants to be an architect. Can we all give Valentina a warm welcome?
Good morning, esteemed judges, fellow debaters. My name is Valentina, and to start, I will be offering my rebuttals on the first and the second speaker. The first speaker argued facts about the financial constraints and the importance of sustainability. Well, the reality of financial constraints, while altruistic careers are noble, they often come with financial limitations. Many individuals in these fields struggle to make ends meet, which can hinder their ability to make a significant impact. Earning to give, on the other hand, allows individuals to accumulate wealth and donate generously to charitable causes. And the importance of sustainability, altruistic careers, while noble, can be emotionally draining and unsustainable in the long term. Earning to give, on the other hand, provides a more sustainable model for making a difference. By balancing work and philanthropy, individuals can avoid burnout and maintain a long-term commitment to cause. And the second speaker used the idea of selflessness. The illusion of selflessness, of selfless service, while admirable, can be misleading. Even the most altruistic individuals have personal motivations, such as a desire for recognition or a sense of fulfillment. Earning to give can also be seen as a form of selflessness, as individuals are using their talents and resources to benefit others. Now, going on to my speech. The proposition, "This House prefers altruistic careers over earning to give," presents a limited overview of how individuals can contribute to society. While altruistic careers undoubtedly have value, we argue that earning to give offers a more sustainable and impactful approach. I will be offering three main points on these. The transformative potential of earning to give, the limitations of altruistic careers, and the fact that it is not that they are not mutually exclusive. To start, the transformative potential of earning to give. earning individuals can generate significant wealth, a portion of which can be donated to charitable causes. This allows for substantial contributions to address global issues. By doing so, with these positions, such as, for example, architects, surgeons, a scientist, these positions not only allow that high accumulation of wealth and to be donated and to charities or to indirect services, but also those positions in high earning jobs can also be directly a service. Yes, accepted.
Earlier, you said how altruistic people, people who adopt altruistic jobs, may be influenced by personal factors that, like, to gain recognition or something like that. How would earning to give not even foster those malicious factors even more? Would it not further foster those kinds of things even more than an altruistic job would?
Earning to give fosters the idea of, one, it does have a little bit of self-interest, but besides that, that self-interest motivates the accumulation of wealth, and also the with that wealth they can donate to charities, and they also are giving the service of with those high-paying jobs. So it tackles both struggles here, unlike the altruistic careers. And continuing, the limitations of altruistic careers. While altruistic careers are noble, they often face financial constraints and can lead to burnout and compassion fatigue. Earning to give, on the other hand, offers flexibility and the potential for long-term impact. And that leads me to my last point, a harmonious blend. It's important to note that altruistic careers and earning to give are not mutually exclusive. Many individuals pursue high-earning careers while also engaging in volunteer work and philanthropy. By combining financial success with direct services, individuals can maximize their positive impact on the world. This will be expanded on by the third speaker. In conclusion, earning to give offers a powerful and sustainable approach to making a difference. By leveraging their financial resources, individuals can address global challenges, inspire future generations, and create a better future for all. Let us note that earning to give is on a macro scale, and it will create a better future for all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Valentina, for that fine speech. We switch over again, back over to side proposition. The third person speaking on side proposition is Omar. Omar, after studying law and psychology, wants to become a lawyer. Can we all give Omar a warm welcome? The floor is yours.
Okay, just confirming if everybody can hear me.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, you've just unmuted yourself.
I'm so sorry.
No, don't worry at all. It only happened for a short period of time, so feel free to start right from the start of your speech.
Okay. Good day, everyone. My name is Omar Ogenapo, and today we stand in favor of the motion that this House prefers an altruistic career over earning to give. While both paths aim to create positive change, an altruistic career fosters a deeper, more personal commitment to the well-being of others and ensures lasting impact through direct action. We are not here to deny the value of earning to give, but to emphasize on why we prefer altruistic careers and why we believe that they have more of an impact. First, choosing an altruistic career allows individuals to live a life aligned with their values. People working as doctors, social workers, teachers, or humanitarian aid experience the fulfillment of seeing immediate results from their efforts. They're not just donors, but agents of change, actively shaping lives through their work. Second, direct engagement creates a stronger emotional and psychological benefit. Studies show that helping others through one's career leads to increased life satisfaction, reduced stress, and a greater sense of purpose. It's the power of personal involvement. Accepted.
Isn't the fact that earning to give constantly has the aim of giving back inherently make it also have that drive to be empathetic and that purpose of giving back?
While we don't deny that earning to give has the intention of giving back always, there's not always the ability to be able to give back. And that is where the hindrance comes and why we believe that altruistic careers are better. And I'll address this later on in my speech. Studies show that helping, it's the power of personal involvement that no amount of money can replicate. Third, altruistic career inspires communities. They set examples of service-driven lives, motivating others to act with compassion. Let's take, for instance, a firefighter saving a family who has just been involved in an accident, for example. The children or any individuals involved in this family would be inspired to work harder and benefit others in their community, and even be able to have insights on what they would want to be in the future. This ripple effects can create long-term societal changes that extend beyond the individual's reach.
Yeah.
Accepted?
Could earning to give not also inspire individuals to pursue that in their long-term career? Is the prop suggesting that this inspiration is merely limited to altruistic careers?
In my speech, I did not deny that earning to give would inspire individuals as well. However, it is the principle, like I said, if you become somebody who works in such a job as earning to give, it is not only is there no 100% guarantee that you will always be able to give, but those who are in altruistic careers have devoted their lives to the very purpose of helping others. So while it's not denied, I believe that altruistic careers are people who benefit and inspire more. While earning to give can provide financial support, it risks reducing charity to its transactional process. It may also distance individuals from the human realities of those they aim to help. Money can address symptoms, but human dedication tackles root causes. It's also denied. It's also worth taking into account that if the income of those who earn to give is to be reduced, the impact on charities and the less fortunate will be detrimental, as there would be a lot less funding for their initiatives. In conclusion, an altruistic career offers individuals a unique opportunity to merge personal growth with meaningful social impact. It creates a legacy of service, empathy, and transformation that transcends mere financial contribution. Thank you.
Thanks, Omar, for that fantastic speech. We're now going to go over to the third speaker on side opposition. Just remember, if you're in the audience, we will be coming to you after this next speech for questions directed at either one of the teams. So with that, I'd now like to introduce Emiliana. Emiliana is not sure what she wants to be in the future. Totally relatable, don't worry, but knows that she wants to do something along the lines of humanities, so politics. We all give Emiliana a background in politics. The floor is yours, Emiliana.
Thank you. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. As third speaker, I will be arguing that selflessness and earning to give are clearly not mutually exclusive, because people who earn to give are inherently invested in the betterment of society. Earning to give is not only a valid approach, but also a deeply altruistic one that allows individuals to invest in their personal growth whilst contributing significantly to society. I will start by rebutting some points made by the proposition. The proposition has consistently stated that earning to give is not as selfless or empathetic, or it doesn't have as much of a connection to that aim as an altruistic career. My very point rebuts this notion. The opposition agrees that altruistic careers show remarkable empathy and commitment to grassroots contributions. However, the proposition is incorrect in stating that earning to give is contradictory to empathy and selflessness. Earning to give simply means that we can have an equal investment in our own individual, personal, and intellectual growth in different ways that are more lucrative. This is not inherently selfish. Now, this is not to say that altruistic careers do not promote personal growth, but simply to underline the fact that earning to give is doing the same in a more lucrative manner, which is not inherently selfish. Earning to give is healthy. It gives us the fullest expression of who we are and allows us then to invest it in our wider community. The concept of altruism and bettering our own career are not mutually exclusive. If someone is in a lucrative career and remains invested in giving back to their community, it is a misconception that this is an easy way out. It's not easier than an altruistic career at all. It is equally selfless, and it is healthy and necessary for us all to follow the path that most fulfills us. Yes, POI.
How do you ensure that people earning to give remain consistent in their donations across their lifetimes, especially when circumstances or priorities change? How do we know that this amount of money will not cause a shift in their focus?
Well, of course, circumstances change. However, the very fact that the motion speaks of people who are earning to give implies a absolute resolution to the aim to give. It's in the very name of the motion. Therefore, people who earn to give, that is what they will do. They will earn and then give, and they will keep that in mind because it is an absolute. Earning to give implies the absolute resolution to give back to society. And that is the motion that we are debating. So first, let us consider the concept of individual growth. Pursuing a high earning career with the intention of donating a substantial portion of one's income is not inherently selfish. Rather, it reflects a commitment to both personal and collective advancement. By choosing a lucrative path, individuals can develop their skills, gain valuable experiences, and achieve personal fulfillment. This investment in oneself ultimately enhances one's capacity to contribute meaningfully to society. Moreover, earning to give embodies the idea of selflessness. It requires individuals to dedicate their time and energy not only to their careers, but also to give back to their communities. This dual commitment demonstrates that one can pursue their passions whilst remaining equally as invested in the greater good. There is nothing selfish about wanting to excel in one's career whilst also making a conscious effort to support those in need. Denied. It is crucial to recognize that earning to give and altruism are not mutually exclusive concepts. Many successful professionals, surgeons, scientists, lawyers, are prime examples of individuals who excel in their fields whilst actively contributing to charitable causes. They leverage their earnings not just for personal gain, but as a means of amplifying their impact through donations. The existence of careers like this that both impact directly and earn to give has not been acknowledged by the proposition, and is an essential point in stating that earning to give is not inherently selfish in it being more lucrative. Yes?
Are you saying that those who proclaim to be earning to give are bound, like earlier you said that people who earn to give by the name are bound to earn to give? Are you saying that people who are blatantly not earning to give and serving their own needs, as long as they say they're earning to give, are actually doing so?
No, because these people are not earning to give. Of course, one can lie. I can also say that I have an altruistic career whilst not having an altruistic career. And there are people who will say that they're earning to give whilst not earning to give. However, when people are earning to give, it produces a more meaningful impact than having altruistic careers, which is why this house prefers earning to give over altruistic careers. Now, to make value judgments between these two approaches is inherently in itself slightly questionable. Both earning to give and altruistic careers reflect a commitment to helping others. They simply manifest in different ways. Those who earn significant incomes with the intent of donating are making substantial contributions at scale, potentially funding initiatives that directly address pressing societal issues. For example, consider individuals working in finance or technology who donate large portions of their income to effective charities. Their financial contributions can support numerous projects that directly improve lives, such as healthcare initiatives or educational programs. This demonstrates that earning to give can lead to impactful outcomes just as effectively as working directly in social service. Now, we must acknowledge that both earning to give and altruistic careers do represent valuable paths towards making a positive impact on society. Earning to give does not diminish one's altruism. Instead, it enhances it by allowing individuals to invest in their personal growth whilst consciously committing resources back into their communities. And just to finish off, though the proposition has given heartfelt arguments, they fail to acknowledge that not only is earning to give inherently altruistic and noble, but it also has a larger scale impact, leading to more meaningful change. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Emiliana. Just remember, guys, if you do go over the 5 minute and 15 seconds mark, the judges won't actually write down what you say. So just make sure after you hear the double clap to just wrap up what you're saying, just to make sure that what you're saying actually does count. So anything in the substantive, make sure it's within the first 5 minutes, 15 seconds. But thank you, Emiliana, for a fantastic speech. We're now going to go over to the audience for some floor questions. So please put them in the chat if you have any, if you'd like to address any to either one of those teams. I've also got some of my own that I'd like to address to either of those teams. But yeah, all the attendees, all those observing, please feel free to add a floor question in the chat and put down which team you'd like to address your question. For now, I'll put some of the ones I have for side proposition and opposition. I'll also say them out loud and then also copy and paste them into the chat. So for side proposition, and if you're a summer speaker, make a note. The two floor questions are as follows. How does an altruistic career provide direct, meaningful impacts that may be more fulfilling than simply earning to give? Please, you feel free to incorporate that question into your summary in general if you think it ties into what you've said already.
Sorry, is it possible you can type this out? I didn't get that.
Yeah, no worries. I'll type it out
Right.
now. I'll copy and paste it. So for proposition, so this is the one that I've just mentioned. And then the second one for side proposition is, could pursuing an altruistic career inspire others to prioritize social good in their own professional choices? Again, I'll put that in the chat. And if you're in the audience as well, please feel free to join in.
Are these two questions for the proposition, the number one and number two? Just to clarify again.
Yes, they're for side. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's for side position.
Do you have a side opposition question since?
Yes, I'm just giving attendees a chance to put in any questions they might also have for side proposition. But don't you worry, I will equally want to challenge your team as well. Okay, and then for side opposition, these are your following two questions. First one is, doesn't earning allow individuals to support a wider range of causes and make a more significant impact through financial contributions? One, and again, if you feel like you've touched upon these already, make sure that you're tying these questions to your summary speeches. And the second one is, how do you respond to the argument that pursuing a high-earning career can maximize one's ability to fund effective charitable initiatives? So, waiting a bit to see if there's any.
Oh, in the chat, the same question was asked twice. Like it was pasted the same one twice.
Oh, sorry about that. You're right, Federica.
I think you might have copy and pasted the same one twice instead of the
Yeah,
okay.
that's exactly what I did. Rookie mistake when running a Zoom event. There you go. So those are questions. We will have to send you guys now to breakout rooms so that you're able to prepare for them just for reasons of time. So Kim, my lovely colleague Kim, has opened up breakout rooms. So when you click the dot at the bottom of the bottom panel, you should be able to click breakout rooms. There is a breakout room that's entitled after your school's name. Feel free to go in there. You have around, let's say, 3 minutes to enter that room, think of your responses to those questions, and please come back at 10 to. You guys have all heard some fantastic speeches so far. I'm personally super impressed by not only the content, but also how passionate everyone seems to be when they're delivering their speeches. Karina and B, I'm sure you have a very tough job in the deliberation room once you're in there. Would not want to be you in this position. Okay, in a couple of seconds, these speakers should be back any minute to give our final two speeches for this grand final. Cool. 10-2. I will close all. Oh, breakout rooms have been closed. Amazing. Our debaters are back. I'll just wait for the final couple to trickle back in. Okay, welcome back. Just waiting on 3 speakers, I believe, from British School Caracas. Oh, Alfredo is here, and so is Emiliana and Frederica. Fantastic. All the debaters are back. Let's get going then with the debate. We have our final pleas from the summary speakers in a moment. Remember, there are only 3-minute speeches, and we always start and end the debate with side proposition. So staying on the side of opposition, I would like to introduce to you, one sec. I would like to introduce to you Frederica. Frederica goes by she, her, and in the future wants to go into computer engineering and economics as a double major. Can we all give Frederica a massive round of applause? Final speaker for team opposition.
My speech is beginning in 1, 2, 3. Good morning, fellow speakers, esteemed judges, and guests. This House does not prefer altruistic careers over earning to give. Opposition House is highlighting how both of these career paths are inherently positive, in their own way, are selfless and equally invested and committed in the betterment of the wider community and the greater good. However, earning to give has an inherent greater reach, allowing both grassroots and macro impact, which is why we prefer it over altruistic careers, which have a much more limited reach in the amount of people that they can impact. They both speak of personal commitment and the betterment of the wider community. But if we're talking about the wider community, then a bigger reach is significantly more important. Let me set the scene on the Proposition House's central arguments, and through that, answer both floor questions. So the first speaker opened by contending that the potential scope of earning to give has a much greater and thus more meaningful impact on society. He noted how the very structure underpinning altruistic careers is dependent on earning to give, and thus earning to give is a cornerstone of our society and is necessary in order for charitable work to be done. The second speaker continued our arguments by stating that by virtue of the fact that someone is operating at a higher level within a lucrative profession, surgeons, architects, research, they are already given back as hugely productive citizens, honoring their contract in that which they bring to society through their professional excellence and drive, which responds to the floor question, as scientists, surgeons, and architects are giving through their very profession taxes as well as their charitable work and their donations. Their contributions are twofold. It's massive and it's significantly more impactful than only people who are working at the very grassroots level. The third speaker wrapped up the opposition house's arguments by noting how earning to give is inherently deeply altruistic, and by noting how through earning to give, individuals' contribution again is multi-layered. They give back through their respective professions and through the scope their remuneration allows it. Now on to the central clashes and why the opposition house clearly won them. The first clearly won, as the notion that altruistic careers are necessary to maintain a stable society is perfectly valid. However, in order to maintain stable altruistic careers, you need earning to give to occur. NGOs are reliant on the payments from earning to give. Without them, all these organizations would completely collapse. Therefore, earning to give is at the base structural level, whilst altruistic careers stand atop that and need that base level of earning to give in order to function. The second clash transpires in the actual meaning of earning to give, which is long-term through its very definition. The foundational principle is to give consistent commitment to the philanthropic pursuit. The Proposition House failed to note this and accordingly failed to properly comprehend the definition of earning to give repeatedly throughout the debate. Earning to give is underpinned by its ethicality, defined through empathy for others and concrete action, and activism made possible through professional endeavors. It presents ethical consistency, and as individuals are motivated to work harder and earn more in order to give back more. Earning for others is in itself the perfect ideal balance of serving others and the wider community whilst being successful. The idea that these two are antithetical is completely absurd, a point that was hammered on by Proposition House. The very suggestion that one cannot be successful and live a life of personal purpose is incorrect. Why should these be deemed at cross? With all respect, it is an absurd misinterpretation of what earning to give is. Through earning to give, individuals can innovate and create new technologies that improve humanity, whilst also giving back through charitable donations. High-paying tech jobs are advancing prosthetics, curing diseases, and addressing food shortages across the world. Is this not positive for humanity? The proposition's emotion-filled arguments are valuable, but they are seductive, as they continuously fail to acknowledge the inherently altruistic and noble nature of earning to give. That is why the opposition firmly believes that it is the better of the two options. Thank you.
Thank you, Federica. What a fantastic way to end your team's case. And now, to end the entire grand final and to give their final speech, I'd like to introduce you to the summary speaker on side proposition, Toluwanimi. Toluwanimi is a senior prefect at Meadow Hall and once studied law and sociology to eventually become a lawyer. The floor is yours. Can we all give her a massive round of applause?
Am I audible, please?
Yes.
Okay, 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed judges and my fellow debaters, we firmly believe that an altruistic career far surpasses in creating sustainable, meaningful, and transformative impact on society. Here's why we deserve your support. First of all, we would like to acknowledge that both earning to give and a life of altruistic careers is a reflection of dedication to society. However, the altruistic approach gives more transparent and morally consistent. Earning to give often leaves a gap between earning through potentially harmful means and donating. The opposition team failed to reconcile this ethical inconsistency. Now, to address the floor questions. Firstly, you asked us how an altruistic career provides direct, meaningful impact that may be more fulfilling than earning to give. The answer is simple. Altruistic career transforms daily lives, offering visible, lasting change and personal fulfillment unmatched by financial contributions. Secondly, you asked us if pursuing an altruistic career could inspire others to prioritize social good in their own professional choices. And the answer is yes. Role models in service motivate others to follow, amplifying positive social changes. Now, I would like to rebut my opponent's points. Our opponents argue that earning to give can achieve a broader reach due to larger financial contributions. However, this overlooks the risks of dependency on wealth and the transactional nature of charity. If income decreases on donations diminish, the impact wanes, leaving systemic issues unresolved. Altruistic careers, on the other hand, build resilient systems that endure beyond individual contributions. They also claim earning to give allows one to maintain financial stability. But altruistic careers are not about financial sacrifice. They are about the purposeful investment of one's skills and time, yielding emotional, psychological, and societal rewards far beyond monetary value. While it's true that altruistic careers may not always lead to high financial earnings, this argument overlooks severe critical points, such as the fact that altruistic careers often provide sufficient income to meet personal and family needs while enabling individuals to make a meaningful impact. Financial wealth alone is not the sole measure of success or fulfillment. Now, to summarize my team's points, an altruistic career allows individuals to experience the profound joy of directly witnessing the impact of their work. Unlike the transactional nature of earning to give, these careers foster a deep sense of fulfillment as individuals align their actions with their core values. This alignment nurtures contentment and reinforces the spirit of generosity, which cannot be bought or outsourced through financial donations. Direct engagement in an altruistic career ensures that efforts address root causes rather than just systems. Altruistic professionals also inspire not just those they serve, but entire communities. They set an example of living ethically, showing the next generation that true success lies in uplifting others. My opponent said earning to give is at the base of the giving back system, but without altruistic careers, this system will not even function properly. Those in altruistic careers devote their time, expertise, and energy to create lasting solutions, be it building schools, providing healthcare, or empowering marginalized communities. We have shown that altruistic careers create lasting systemic changes by addressing societal changes directly and sustainably. By choosing altruistic careers, we choose to build a fairer, more compassionate world, not just for today, but for generations to come. Judges, the choice is clear. So for a better, sustainable future. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that passionate ending to today's debate. Now, our honorable judges, Karina and B, are going to make their way to backstage to deliberate and decide amongst them who has won today's grand final, and then also give you both feedback. So good luck to B and Karina with deciding who won. I personally find it super difficult. You all were so impressive to watch debating. It's been an unbelievably high quality final here today. Whilst the judges are doing that, I'll put up another poll for both our grand finalists, but also those who are attending. We want to hear from you. What's been your favorite debate from the in-rounds so far? So I'll create another poll. So think about which of the 4 first in-round debates you really enjoyed. And don't worry if you've forgotten some of them. Hopefully the choices in the poll will be a good reminder of what you guys have been debating so far. So, have just launched a poll. So grand finalists, attendees, observers, what was your favorite motion to debate in COBIS 2024? The poll has been launched. And this gives fantastic feedback to us as to, what are the topics that you guys are passionate about, really enjoyed debating, because then at future competitions, we can try to take that into account. So we've got a vote for the gig economy. Carbon credits. Okay, it's all even so far. Oh, no, carbon credits is going ahead. Carbon credits is actually one of the motions that I had to be a swing team for. And it was very interesting needing to give 4 speeches on a topic that I haven't researched with only 1 minute preparation time. But I'm glad you guys all enjoyed debating carbon credits for individuals. That was a really high quality debate for me to partake in as well. Okay, so nice all round. I'll take that as a sign that we've picked some really interesting topics. Grand finalists and also attendees. If you're an attendee, put it in the chat. If you're a grand finalist, feel free to unmute yourself or raise your hand. Let us know why you've picked that particular motion specifically. Why did you enjoy that one the most? I'm sure the debaters are tired of talking and don't want to contribute at all anymore if they don't need to, which is totally valid. Okay, well, the poll is fantastic. It's great to see such an even spread. I will hand out to a really special person we have on this call here today. We have Elisa from COBIS, who wants to give us some final and closing remarks for the COBIS 2024 competition. So over to you, Elisa.
Thank you, Alyssa. Well, I just wanted to say firstly, that was an absolutely incredible final. So congratulations to both teams for a really, really fantastic debate. I really enjoyed watching that. Before the winners are announced, I did want to say a few words on behalf of COBIS, and I won't take up much of your time because I'm sure you were all really eager to hear the final results, as am I. But I did want to say how much I've enjoyed watching the debates throughout the competition. It has been so impressive watching how you have really sort of skillfully crafted your arguments, and you've put them forward in such an articulate way. And it has been a pleasure, as always, to see the incredible talent of COBIS students from around the world. So congratulations and well done. And thank you for your energy and enthusiasm that you've all brought to this competition, because like I said, it's just been a joy to watch. I hope you have enjoyed taking part, and I hope you've enjoyed meeting other students from different countries, from different schools, and sort of connecting with them and having the opportunity to debate some really interesting topics. I also wanted to say before I finish, a huge thank you to DebateMate, who have once again hosted a brilliant competition. So thank you for all of your hard work in bringing this to life. And also thank you to all of the judges who have provided some brilliant feedback throughout, some really constructive feedback that hopefully you've all had the chance to sort of take on board and use to really develop those skills. So congratulations again for debating at such a high level, and I look forward to hearing the results. So I will pass back now to Alyssa, who will hopefully be in a position to share the results shortly.
Yeah, thank you so much, Elisa, for those really, really sweet final remarks. It's always great to be involved with COBIS with running these competitions, just to connect so many students who really love debating, common passion, and also just to hear so many different perspectives, and that wouldn't be possible without COBIS. And also a special thank you to teachers. I feel like every competition that we run in person, but also online, we really need to thank the teachers who've actually made this happen as well. It takes a lot, we understand, for teachers to coordinate and actually deliver this. So wherever you get the chance, students, do thank your teachers for allowing this to actually happen. It wouldn't have happened without their organizational skills and making sure that you guys are, up on a weekend ready to partake in a debate. So yeah, thank you to all the teachers as well, and also to our grand finalists. So I'd like to give another massive round of applause for our grand finalists who did an absolutely amazing job with that final debate. So interesting to hear what you all had to say. I believe the judges actually are really close to a call. Let me just make sure that I think they're actually already in. So with that, I want to hand over to B and Karina, because they're the real people you want to hear from, not necessarily myself. So B and Karina, the floor is yours to give feedback to both teams and also to let us know who's won COBIS 2024.
Thank you very much, Elisa. So I'm going to give some general feedback, and then Karina is going to delve into kind of more around the specific topic, as she's somewhat of an expert on it, more so than I am. But we just wanted to say that these both teams, these were absolutely fantastic performances. This was a really tough one to judge. We've both judged a few debates in this competition and in previous years as well, and this was very, very close. Both sides, really, really impressive speeches, lovely style. People were so passionate and so engaging, and you could really tell that this was something that you'd used your prep time and come up with some fantastic things and delivered them in a really impassioned and enthusiastic way. I think it was quite a complex motion, and it was quite difficult to know which way to approach it. And we kind of thought that there were some points, for example, the proposition talking about structural change, which it could have benefited in delving a little bit deeper into that and focusing on that a bit more. And that was the case for both sides at points. But it was really, really well considered responses that were very, very impressive. There was also occasionally, and I know this is very difficult on Zoom or online to avoid this, but there were occasionally kind of slipping into an almost script-like quality to the speaking, which I know is difficult because you are reading from notes. But I think it really just kind of brings your speech up to another level. It backs up your fantastic points with that confidence and that fluency if you speak as if you are speaking to a person in front of you, which most of you did, and it was absolutely fantastic. But at points, it was kind of evident that there were kind of notes being read. That, again, these are kind of tiny things that would just improve these fantastic speeches. So I'm going to hand over to Karina, who is going to get a little bit more technical in her feedback and then deliver our verdict as well.
All right, thank you so much, B. Yeah, this was really an excellent final, and I've had the privilege to watch both teams in a few rounds, and I can really see the growth throughout. And both teams are definitely deserving of being the finalists in what was a very excellent debate. So how I'm going to structure this oral adjudication is I'm going to explain the two main ways that I saw this debate through, and then I'm going to give you a little bit of feedback and some advice on what both teams could have done to improve. And then finally, I'll reveal the verdict. So let's start with the kind of first issue, which was on the personal level, a kind of psychological assessment of what impact does this have? I think that both teams perhaps struggle a little bit in how to frame this debate. And I think it would be helpful to think about it in a situation of, okay, well, imagine you're a person and you have both the, drive to help teaching people, healing people on a personal level, but you also have the propensity to, make it big in a lucrative career. So you have the choice. Do I go become a teacher to nurture people on a one-to-one level, or do I go and become an investment banker and make 6-7 figures? And so with that situation, because both teams agree that at the end of the day, we need both people pursuing an altruistic career and also those who earn to give. So it's more an issue for the individual, assuming that both options are equally available, which one should you choose? So looking at the personal level, what we have clearly from proposition is a very strong moral philosophical argument that actually when we're talking about altruism, it really is not just, something that you do, it's something that you embody, right? It's about the dedication of your entire life and the alignment of your values. It's not just when my paycheck comes, I'll slip a little bit to the side as an afterthought, but it's in every single thing you do that you're able to dedicate your life to helping these people. And in exchange for that, you get a very strong and immediate sense of fulfillment, because I really like some of the language that was used here, not just as a donor, but as an agent of change. So I thought that was a very strong argumentation coming out from proposition. And I was particularly convinced by the analysis on the issue with having your career be sort of an afterthought and be separated from your values. So I thought that was a really well done. So the second aspect coming from opposition then is the challenge that altruistic careers are often not that sustainable in the long term, because you face things like compassion fatigue, burnout, and also struggling to make ends meet. And I think that was also really convincing. And I like the analysis coming through, challenging the notion that there's only essentially one way to be altruistic, that you can also be altruistic from a bit more of a pragmatic way, thinking about, well, how do I actually maximize the benefit I'm giving, even if I'm not necessarily throwing my entire soul into this in my 9-to-5 job. But all of this being very mindfully done with the knowledge that I still am dedicating my life to trying to improve the world for everyone else. So on this issue, I think it's quite, I think both sides had really strong arguments, and I think it was very close. So I don't think there's a definitive winner on this one issue, which makes the second aspect going to be the deciding one on which side actually helps to improve the world and make the world a better place. Now, over here, I think that both teams were slightly missing on analyzing the kind of nature of problems that we face in society, because as I've mentioned to you before, what the nature of the problems are will really determine which solutions will be more effective. So if we're looking at kind of a lack of on the ground work, right? If we need people to be accessing rural areas to provide healthcare, if we need teachers to transform people's lives and make those changes, then definitely we will have more benefit coming from altruistic careers as opposed to just people sitting up and throwing money at these problems. But if we're talking about perhaps structural issues, so just we need more educational reform, we just don't have enough money going into researching diseases that are not that widespread or very specific to tropical areas, for instance, then we will see that your earning to give will be most impactful. So on proposition, we hear this idea coming out that you actually need to build long-term public systems. And I thought that was very important. And also coming in second speaker slightly was this idea that actually the problem with earning to give is that even if you are giving money, the money that you're making is in and of itself perpetuating oftentimes unfair, unjust systems. And I think that that was a fantastic argument that unfortunately did not get that much development, because I think one of the key things is, can you be an investment banker that is ethically, giving hundreds of thousands of dollars away, but at the same time entrenching a system that is responsible for bankrupting millions around the world? So that kind of core tension, I think that you can add the analysis that when you're in an altruistic career, you really bridge the gap between there and align these two things very strongly. So trying to tie that together would have been a little bit better, but I think very strong arguments coming out from here. And then in opposition, we get this other vision of change. How do we actually transform the world? And what we heard is that it's not really on your individual small level changes, but it's going to be on a macro scale. So the scale, the depth, and the scope that earning to give allows you to work through is actually going to be far more impressive. And I think that there is some area where you can actually talk about the things where oftentimes people with the money are responsible for lobbying governments for advocacy, getting things changed. So if you're talking about problematic policies on welfare, on healthcare, on education, this is where it's usually the big donors that are able to impact policy more directly. So that was something that this could have been examined a little bit more. And I think that finally for opposition, one other idea you can put in is one of positionality, where you hear a lot of times people, especially coming from the global north, from Western countries, saying that, hey, I'm going to go over and build wells somewhere. But coming from that position, oftentimes you would argue that maybe it is best served where you donate money and let people on the ground from those very communities and empower them to help themselves, instead of you necessarily going down and wanting to do things yourself. But again, this wasn't a major issue, and these are just suggestions where both teams can go in. If you are interested in this topic and want to read more, Peter Singer is a very famous moral philosopher who is a big proponent of the effective altruism movement. So that will be a resource I can sideline you to. But I'm sure that you're not too interested in all of that and you want to hear the result. So without further ado, I think you can hear from all the debrief that this is very, very close, that both teams came up with some fantastic arguments. And it really was a matter of looking at engagement, on comparatives, and of course, teams setting up burdens and what the metrics for this debate were and who actually managed to meet those. And so on this basis, we ultimately decided that the COBIS 2024 champions are going to be from team opposition, British School Caracas. Congratulations, you are our champions. Very, very great job to Meadow Hall School. Really fantastic work. This was an excellent final, and you should all be very, very proud of your performance. So brilliant job, everyone. Back to you, Alyssa.
Thanks so much, B, and also Karina, for some fantastic and really detailed and deep feedback. I am sure that they'll take on that feedback with them for the rest of their debating career. Thanks so much for taking your time for really analysing how the debate went. It's really, really sweet to see how British School Caracas are celebrating right now. Congratulations, British School Caracas. That is all therefore for COBIS 2024. The team standings are as follows. In third place in COBIS 2024 is Haileybury Almaty, Kazakhstan, Team 1. In second place, we have Meadow Hall. Again, fantastic performance from Meadow Hall. And then finally, to reiterate, our champions for COBIS 2024, our British School Caracas Team 2. Congratulations for all the teams for making it so far in the competition. You debated against tons and dozens of teams all across the world, and you made it into the top 3, which is an achievement in itself. Congratulations. Really sweet to see how happy you guys all are. It's a very, very well-deserved first, and also a very well-deserved second. So well done, congratulations, and hope to see you next year if and when we run this again. So well done, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your days, evenings, whatever time it is, wherever you are. Thanks so much for partaking in COBIS 2024. It was amazing being your host for all of the rounds and ceremonies. It was very much an enjoyable experience for myself hosting and also debating as a swing team myself. So well done, everyone. Thanks so much. You guys are absolutely impressive speakers. You're going to move on and do amazing things in the world and be change makers yourself, whether that's through an altruistic career or by earning and giving, okay? You're going to do amazing things. So well done, everyone. Thank you all for partaking.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Congrats to the winning team. You guys deserved it as well. You guys are
You
fantastic.
guys were amazing. Meadow Hall, you guys.
That's a tough debate.
Meadow Hall wanted to make a note about how you guys were such persuasive and eloquent speakers, so composed, so stylistic in your delivery. I think you guys are amazing speakers. So please don't stop debating because you guys are fantastic. And for all the lawyers on your team, I think you'll be amazing public speakers and advocates, no matter what legal career you go into. So congratulations.
Thank you. Congrats once again. Thanks for allowing us.
Thank you. See you next year.
Okay, let's just make sure. Okay, that should be just BMA staff now. And
Yeah.
Jenny, there you go. Fantastic. Oh, thank you so much, guys. Well done. That was such a great job with the feedback, genuinely. Really appreciate your time and efforts with preparation and being really, really on it. How did you guys find that? Did you enjoy that?
Yeah. I mean, I've judged COBIS many years now, and this was really one of the top years. Everyone was very, very strong this year. So
Yeah, great. It sounds like you and B in general are veterans, so I'm sure that's why they entrusted you doing the grand final. So well done. They're always super impressed.
and like B and I, we've mentored
COBIS.
together before, so this is like a mini reunion as well.
You and B.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
we're all the old fogies at this point. Like every time we're
Karina,
like, oh, we're both still here.
Are you a BP debater, Karina?
Well, I actually did world schools for most of my life in high school, but I have done BPs before.
Yeah, I can tell from your judging style with the points of clash. I'm like, you definitely have at least some BP experience, but at least very much a debater. That was like so valuable for like them to conceptualize the strength of their arguments. Well done, team. Don't want to keep you for too long since we go around. Just want to say thanks so much for your time and your efforts. With the entire competition, specifically with the grand final, it went down really, really well. So thanks so much, both. And see you all hopefully next year with COBIS if I run it again. Hopefully you guys will still be around in some capacity, even if you're working, being you graduated by then. Same with you, Karina. We'll try to get you to do a COBIS competition over the weekend.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll still be around. I don't think
we
debate
just
mates
never
will get
leave.
rid of us.
Yeah, once a debate mate, always a debate mate, guys.
Yeah, that's true.
All
right then. Bye.
And see you again. Thanks so much.